This is like an updated Helltide how-to guide, and also a clever use of game mechanics on how to gear for World Tier 4. So when you're making the stepstone from World Tier 3 to World Tier 4. First thing off, let me explain Helltide. I recommend using the website helltides.com. It has the different chest locations in the Helltide. There's also hidden chests in Helltide that cost 175 cinders that you could find, right? So Helltide will spawn, it's 1 hour on, 1 hour off. Each Helltide is broken down into a region. Within these regions, there could be one super chest or one chest that's worth 175 cinders. You basically just go into your Helltide area, you clear the events within the Helltide. They're like the area events, right? So you get a bunch of obols while doing this, and you double up and you also get cinders. So once the Helltide's over with, you just go to the vendor and you spend your obols on whatever upgrade you need, or if you're searching for a legendary power, you can gamble for that also. So basically just bounce from event to event from the map. During the Helltide, you get your cinders and your obols. So how the Helltide chests, the super chest spawn work, there's one in each zone by default. And then on every hour, those chest spawn locations change. So at 8 o'clock, if you didn't loot the super chests, they're gonna move to a location, you get another chance to do it. So depending on when the Helltide spawns, you could get 2 super chests. You might be able to get 4 super chests. And then in this area over here, there's sometimes 3 regions. In this area, you get 3 super chests or 6 super chests for this Helltide loot. Anyways, Helltides are really important because they give you Forgotten Souls, which are utilized at the vendor to upgrade your gear. I have like 896 Forgotten Souls. So they're really, really good for getting this material to upgrade and enhance your gear to make it more powerful, but it's also good for gearing your character initially, getting those legendary aspects, getting decently rolled stuff, and most importantly, it's exceptionally good for getting your weapon, which is your main source of power in Diablo 4. Now I want to show you guys a little trick on how to make the transition from World Tier 3 to World Tier 4 easier. So what you're gonna do, you just did your capstone dungeon, right? You could now do Helltide on World Tier 4. You don't want to do that. What you're gonna do is you are gonna keep it on World Tier 3. You're gonna go to your Helltide here and you're gonna collect the cinders on World Tier 3. Once you collect your cinders on World Tier 3, you're gonna go back to that statue I was just at. You're gonna put it to World Tier 4, and then you're gonna go around looting the chests on World Tier 4. So like during the Helltide zones, right? There's events in each of the Helltide. Right? So like we're in this zone right here. So you find the runes waypoint, or it is the runes, right? So these are like the Helltide. So what you would do is you would go to this event, then you would go to this event, then this event, then this event. And you'd bounce through the events to farm your cinders. You'd bounce through the events to farm your cinders and your obols. And then you could go to the next teleport and same exact thing. You just make a little triangle, and this is how you farm your cinders. And while you're doing this, there'll also be like random scattered elite packs and mobs, and then you kill the mobs and elite packs while you're bouncing through these events. But you want to do this for every single zone. Let's say you get a Fractured Peaks one, same exact thing. Here's Menestad, here's the event, and you go from this event to this event to this event. And sometimes I'll like ride down here to this event near town, and you can bounce through these 2 events over here on this side. So you just bounce through the events doing the ovals, and you get the cinders that way. That's the best way to get your cinders in the Helltide, is you just bounce through the events while doing the Helltide stuff. Okay, we go back in here now. So okay, this is like where the 175 chest is at. These are the hidden chests. There's only a certain amount of location that they spawn at, and we'll just sit here, right? So on the hour, they always despawn. So notice how it just despawned to where I'm at, and now it's gonna go to a different location. So when you're doing Helltide, right, you have options of looting the chests on the map, and this allows you to focus farm specific upgrades. But ideally, you want to be finding these super hidden chests. There's only a certain amount of locations that they could spawn at, so that's why you use a map and people just convey where they're at. But you notice that one was right there, the 175 one, then it despawned to a different location. Now that it despawned to a different location, and we're on World Tier 3, what we're gonna do, and we have like 197 cinders, so we could loot the 175 one. We're gonna go back to town real quick. You can also log out of the game to this if you want to, but I don't want to log out of the game. But what you're gonna do now is you're gonna change it to World Tier 4. So this is a really, really good method to get the initial gear to help you progress in a World Tier 4 after you get done with your capstone dungeon. So if you're struggling, you'll utilize this. Basically farm the cinders on World Tier 3, the tier to World Tier 4, go back to the Helltide, and then you're gonna find the new super chest location, and then you're gonna loot them. And I actually know where it's at because there's only a set number of spawns right now. So we're just gonna go right up here because I know this is one of the spawn places. What you have to be careful of, if you don't have a lot of defense and you're just trying to run to those chests on World Tier 4, make sure you don't die, right? But the new chest, because the spawns for the 175 chest can only be certain locations. The first spawn was over here in this cave, right? And it despawned at 8 o'clock because the chests always move on the hour. So sometimes you're able to get 2 super chests, sometimes you're able to get 4 super chests, sometimes you're able to get 6, sometimes you're able to get 3. So now we still retained our cinders from World Tier 3. We're gonna open up this new chest on World Tier 4 with our cinders, and this is how you easily gear up your character when progressing the different difficulties. And you can do this as much as you want, right? So you don't have to just collect 175 cinders. You can collect 500 cinders, find the super chest here, find the super chest in this location. There's one super chest in each zone, and then you can also loot the random chests, specifically the weapon ones, because the weapons are where a majority of your power comes from. Loot the weapon chests on World Tier 4 to get that big oomph. Anyway, that's the updated Helltide guide. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Bye. Thanks for watching.